Just a second, guys. Getting ready here. Alright, hope everybody's having a good night. I'm doing this live stream tonight because I got a new guitar today. Thought y'all might want to see it. I'm going to grab the link for this and send it in the Discord. So give me just a moment. There we go. Hope everybody's having a good one. Got a new guitar today. This here is a Epiphone Les Paul Standard. Somebody routed and put a humbucker in the middle of this guitar, which is really, really cool. And it's been hanging in my local shop like forever, like for a long time, like over a year. And I would play it every time I would go in there. And today, I finally convinced the shopkeeper to get it to me for a price that I liked. So I traded in that Goth Epiphone SG, and now I have this. This guitar sounds amazing. It's one of those weird things that, like, I have everything. I look at a guitar and I'm like, I have one of those. I don't need that. But it's funny because I saw this. I'm like, I don't have anything like this. 3 humbuckers, you know? It's one of those things. It sounds really good though. It's got a really nice sound. That's just the neck. And then here's the bridge, which is, so far, this is what you expect to hear out of a Les Paul, you know? And then in the middle position, all of the humbuckers are on. And it sounds like this. Out of tune badly, sorry. It's kind of a nasally sound. Sounds cool. Very nice. With overdrive, this thing sounds like a Les Paul should sound. them on. Yeah, that's what this guitar sounds like. It sounds awesome. Then you throw on some crazy overdrive. Sounds awesome. So again, here it is in the middle. This is with all of the humbuckers on. I don't have another guitar that can make that sound. If we put it here. Yeah, this guitar is great, man. Love this thing. tuners. Alright, let's play a little bit. If you guys have stuff you want to talk about, just drop it in the chat.
Only backing tracks.
Skipping. Yeah, that's a boring backing track. I don't like it. I want to play something a little bit crazier than that, you know? See if I can find something else. Hope everybody's having a good one. I don't think I've seen anybody say anything. Yeah. Let's see, what do we want to play? Epic rock. Straight hard rock. Energetic rock. These backing tracks have really funny names. Groovy rock. Epic rock. Let's try this. Epic rock. I have no idea what this is. I don't like it. We're skipping it. Try this one. Oh yeah. This is one of those guitars where it's easy to get carried away, you know? Yeah, so for those of you who weren't here at the beginning, this is new to me. I just got it a few hours ago. This is an Epiphone Les Paul Standard. It is a 2003 Korean model. That middle humbucker was not there when this guitar was made. Whoever owned this before me, they routed this out themselves and installed this. And in the middle position, all of the humbuckers are on, and it sounds really, really cool. The audio that you're hearing is from the Positive Grid Spark. This thing is awesome. I got this 2 days ago. I love the Positive Grid Spark. It has an amazing sound for as cheap as it is and as small as it is. It's perfect. I have no issues with it. Sounds good. Alright, let's play something else, I guess. Thank you, Howling Fang. I'm not familiar with what you are referring to there, but I think that's a compliment, so thank you. We're going to play Filthy Blues Rock in A. Oh boy. Man, that's another one of those where the time just gets away from you, you know what I mean? You're just kicking it and you forget what you're doing. See, we're still in tune after all that, man. Pretty much. Let's do some more. Hey Andy, what's up? Hope you guys are having a good night. I'm gonna do some more for you. I'm gonna take this off the top. So these live streams, I'm trying to do them more often, and you know, I enjoy doing these when I get new guitars. Like I got this guitar today, and it's just fun, you know. I haven't really played it. Like I played it at the store and stuff, but like this is my first time really playing it and thinking about the fact that it's mine is live with you guys. So this is what I would normally do privately. I'm just doing it with you today. Alright, let's do another one. There we go. Stop early because Andy has a question. Andy, let me answer your question. So, it's too early for me to say this. Sorry, I got TMJ. It's acting up right now. It's. I don't want to say this quite yet, okay? But I'm going to say that this guitar feels and sounds almost as good as my Gibson. Now, I'm not making that declaration at this moment, okay? I'm just observing. Very early, because when you get a new guitar, you know, your impressions are sky high. You know, because you're just like, wow, this is amazing. It's an Epiphone. I expected it to be a lot worse, and it's not. So that being said, I don't really notice much of a difference in the sustain between this and my Gibson. I've got 3 Gibsons. I have a Gibson SG, I have a Gibson Firebird, and I have a Gibson Les Paul. And this one sustains as long as all of them. I don't know if it sustains as long as my SG. That one probably sustains the longest. You can kind of see it right there. Right there. But this sustains quite a bit. I don't think that the magnet does anything to it. People say that. They'll say things like, the magnets on your pickups will knock your guitar out of tune if they're too high. Honestly, guys, I don't buy that. Okay? I just don't. Because here's the deal. If you've got the magnets, let's say you've got them super close to your strings, and you set them, and you leave them there, okay? Then you tune your guitar. Well, here's the thing. While you're tuning your guitar, that magnetic pull is occurring. So if it's tuned to E, while the magnet is pulling it and it stays at E, the magnet power is not going to fluctuate. It's not going to go more magnetic, less magnetic, more magnetic. It's not going to sit there and pull to get out of tune. I don't believe it. The same thing with sustain. I don't believe, unless you're using like one of those super magnets that could kill somebody in your pickup, I really don't think you're going to lose any sustain. I really, really don't. I mean, it is such a minimal amount of magnetism in those pickups that I just don't see it. Here's an example, okay? Now, there is a noise gate on this preset, so just keep that in mind. But still going, still going, still going, still going, still going, and the noise gate kicked in. So that's with the noise gate on. I don't think anybody needs more sustain than that for any reason. I understand why people care about sustain. Because if it sustains for a long time, it's going to sustain for a short time, you know? Hitting your chords is going to sound better because it'll be louder and better for longer. I mean, it's listen, it's going. Let me change pickups. Still going. All the pickups. So this guitar is great. I love it. If you don't own a 3 humbucker guitar and you have an opportunity to get one, you should. This is a pretty cool deal. I got lucky because the ones that came like this from the factory are a lot more expensive to buy now. The Black Beauty is one that comes to mind. The only ones I can think of off the top of my head from Epiphone are the Black Beauty. There was an Ace Frehley model. There was an Ace Frehley model that was exclusive to Japan, and I think there might have been a Peter Frampton model. But that's it. I don't think there were any other 3 humbucker Epiphones. And the problem is, 2 of those that I just named are artist signature guitars. And those are going to be a lot more expensive anyway. And then the other one, the Black Beauty, was a limited run. And it was a custom, Epiphone Les Paul custom. In fact, all 3 of those were. So those are expensive. So your best bet to get one of these is to either not get an Epiphone or find one like I did. Find somebody that did this. It looks pretty damn good, I think, for being a home job. I'm going to put it up closer to the camera so you can see. Look at that. That doesn't look like a home job, does it? It's remarkably clean. Remarkably clean. I think he did a great job. The guy who sold this to the shop. You can see the the wood grain on this maple cap, I don't know if it's a veneer or if it's actually the wood, I have no idea, but it looks like what they would consider a plus top today from Epiphone. You can see that it is definitely at least 2 pieces because you can see the line right there. If I flip it over to the back, it's all just 1 piece looking from the back. So I have no idea how many pieces the body is. I think the cap is at least 2 pieces, which is kind of weird to me. No, it is not weight relieved, Andy. That was the reason I pulled the trigger on this. So it was between 2 guitars. This one, and I'm going to pull up a picture of the other one because I want you guys to see what my choice was today. Pulling it up now. Here we go. It was this one, but black with a Kaler. See it? It's a Gibson All-American 2. 24 frets. It had a Kaler trim, and it had a Dirty Fingers humbucker. It's a Gibson. 96, I think. And it was, he wanted less for it than he wanted for this. I have 3 Gibsons. If I didn't own a Gibson already, I would have gotten the Gibson just because it was a Gibson. But I already own some. It was a body style I didn't like that much. It's the Melody Maker, which some people really like them, and I understand. I personally am not a big Melody Maker guy. I like SGs and I like Les Pauls. I played it, sounded and felt good, but this sounded and felt better. This does not appear to be weight relieved. I mean, this is the heaviest guitar that I own. It is ridiculously heavy. Like, if I had to guess, I'm gonna weigh it later, but that's how new it is. I don't know how much it weighs, but if I had to weigh it later, I'm gonna weigh it later. I'm gonna guess it's over 10 pounds. I mean, it's a chunk. Like, you could injure somebody with this. And for me, I like that. It's not weight relieved. Because my wife got me a Epiphone Les Paul Studio that is weight relieved. That's great. I wanted it because it was weight relieved. It's perfect for gigging. It doesn't weigh very much, and it sounds great, and it's got the push-pull, and I love the color. It's back there. I've got an Epiphone, a Gibson Les Paul Robot, which is a weird guitar. It's basically a Gibson Les Paul Studio, but it has neck binding and headstock binding, and it has the robot tuners. I love it. It's a very nice guitar. This is heavier than that guitar, and that guitar has all of the junk in it. Like, the tuners weigh like 5 pounds, not really, but they're humongous. I don't know if you've ever seen them, but they're like this thick on the back. They're huge. It's in the other room, or I'd get it out and show it to you right now. I will do it soon on a live stream. I'm putting together the review for that. I've had it for since Christmas time. But that one's probably my favorite guitar, that Robot. It's the Blue Sparkle. It's really nice. I like it a whole lot. The robot tuning works perfectly. Everybody who said that it sucked and that it was stupid and they didn't like it and made Gibson discontinue it, I'm kind of mad at them, because the technology in mine, which was a first run, mine's number 24 off the line, so it was an early one, of the first run. It works perfectly. And like, if you're gigging and you're in the middle of a show and you just finished a song, all you got to do is say, so you pull the little thing and then you go, and it starts tuning itself, right? So, and then you can do things like, all right, how's everybody doing tonight? Everybody having a good time? Yeah? Okay, great. Hey, everybody hold up your drink. I want to see what you got. I want to see what you got. All right, all right, all right, let's go. In that time, my guitar has tuned itself. Whereas the alternative to what I've just said is what everyone else in the world always did and what they still do today. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's this. You know, hey, how's everybody doing? Yeah, okay. You know, you're not able to be as engaged with, people because you're tuning, which is fine. Again, I'm not suggesting that's really a problem, because everyone ever has done that who performs. I'm just saying, why make it harder on yourself, and why take away from the show, if possible, if the tuner works? I know there are people who have had experiences where it doesn't work, and I believe you. If you say it doesn't work, I believe you. But mine does work. It's like automatic and manual cars. Everyone drives an automatic now. But when they came out, people didn't want to give up that control, that ability to shift on demand. And the same with the guitar tuning. But the guitarists won that battle. And that is probably why the robot tuning failed. That was a very long way of saying that if I compare this guitar, which is just a bone standard, it's not a custom, it's not weight relieved, super heavy, and it has that custom job done right here by the previous owner. If I put them up side by side, absolutely they stand up side by side. You can feel it when you hit it. You can actually feel the strings like resonating and vibrating the back of the body. Like I'm feeling it right now. I can feel it. And it's still going, by the way. You can hear it. It's still going. It's still going. It's still going. It's still going. Alright, I'm going to put on another backing track and we can just kind of chill for a minute. Soft rock. How about that? Thankfully, yes. That's the other thing about the robot guitars. That's a good point. You can manually tune a robot guitar, so I don't know why everybody got their panties in a bunch on this. Seriously, I don't. I don't get it. Because you can use the thing, and it tunes itself, or you can go and tune it like a normal person. And then pop it back in and you're done. So I don't understand why everybody got so mad about this thing. I'm pissed off that we don't have it now. We would have had a much more refined, much better version of that if people didn't shit all over it. And I really wish they hadn't. I think it's a great system. If it wasn't terribly expensive, I would literally buy a robot system for all of my Gibsons. I would. I would seriously buy one. Alright. Yeah, Andy. I think you're right. You know, I told myself I would never get rid of it, but that's not true. If it was ever worth enough for me to get something like, I don't know, like a 1972 Les Paul Custom or something, you know. Let's say that something happens and those go down in value and then the robot goes up in value or something. I mean, you look at the value of like Pokemon cards and the stuff that the young people are buying today, it gives me hope that things like my robot Les Paul are going to be worth tons of money someday. Because eventually those kids are going to discover these things and they're going to be like super excited about it because of the novelty. I don't care about it really being a collectible. Like, it's cool that it's collectible, but I wanted it because I liked the color. It was a Gibson, it was well made, and I wanted the robot tuning. I couldn't care less if it was a collectible or not, to be honest with you. It just happens to be, and I got a ridiculously good deal on it. The previous owner was this lady. I guess she won it in a sweepstakes, was not a guitar player, put it in the case, and then forgot about it for 15 years. And then she sold it to Guitar Center on a trade, and then I found it online and made a deal over the phone. So it's basically brand new. Number 24. Alright, let's do this backing track. It's soft rock in D minor. I don't know what this is. This might suck, I don't know. 56 minutes. That means we have 4 minutes to go until we reach 1 hour. I don't know if I'm going to do more than that. Unless you guys really want to, or something you guys really want to talk about. Something that I wanted to talk about real quick is this. This is not a sponsorship plug. Here's this stuff right here. This is called Beast Unleashed by Monster. So, a few years ago, I was told by my doctor that I was pre-diabetic and I couldn't have sugar anymore. Then, I got really sensitive to caffeine, so I couldn't have Monster Energy drink anymore. So I would joke and say, man, they should make caffeine-free Monster Energy. They did! Now, it's alcoholic, though. 6%. But it tastes just like Monster. Exactly like Monster. It tastes exactly like Monster, but there's no caffeine and there's no sugar. I don't know how they do this stuff, man. I hope I don't get in trouble for drinking alcohol on this stream, but we'll see. Anything you guys want to talk about? You guys want to talk about Chibsons? You want to talk about Gibsons? You want to talk about Epiphones? You want to talk about Squire, Fender? Anything in particular? You want to talk about this guitar that I'm holding? By the way, I love that it says Gibson on the truss rod cover. These are my favorite Epiphones of all time. Are these weird ones from like the 90s to the early 2000s. Because they had these truss rod covers that said Gibson. Gibson would never do that now. Never. Never in a million billion years would they do this. Gibson. I'm shocked this is an Epiphone. I wish I had nitro. It's very noticeable that it's got that glossy lacquer. How many hours do I practice? So me and my band, we play every single weekend. So we don't really have, I don't want to say we don't have time to practice together, but we all have normal jobs. One of them is a preacher at a church. One of them is a teacher at a school. The other one is also a teacher at a school. And I am a project manager. So we have normal jobs during the week. And then we get together on the weekends to play music. And we have great chemistry together, so we can just pick stuff up. You know, we've been playing the same songs for years, so we don't really practice together. As far as how much do they practice on their own, I can't answer that. I don't know how many hours they practice alone a week. I can tell you, for me, I practice 2 or 3 hours a night every single night. Every single night. What I'm doing right now with this live stream is part of that, I guess. I'll put on some backing tracks and I'll play to them. Or I'll try and figure something out. Or I'll try to play a song that I'm trying to learn. Something that I'll never be able to play properly. You know, something like that. Trying to get that perfect. I'll never be able to play that song, but I practice it every day. So I practice 2 or 3 hours a day, every day. And I've done that since I was 12 years old. Admittedly, I took a hiatus for a few years. When I met my wife, that happens a lot, you know. You meet a woman or somebody and you kind of forget about everything else, which is okay. That's normal. That happened to me. So I met her, and I actually lived in multiple states and multiple places, and I didn't have any guitars or amps with me for years, like literally years. And then one day, my dad was cleaning out a storage unit, and he's like, hey, you have guitars here. I'm sure you want them. And it was they're over there, my white Fender Strat and my red Squire Strat. And when I got those back, I felt really bad, so I picked up a Line 6 Spider 2 amp, because that was what was in storage unit. And I started playing again. I mean, 3 years ago, I picked up a guitar for the first time in 5 years. And so I started playing a lot and practicing a lot, and I'm not fantastic by any means, but I will tell you, you get out of this what you put into it, that's for sure. Now there are some people who don't need to practice. There are some people who are just really good at playing and they don't need to worry about that kind of stuff, but I'm finding, and I tell my students this, you get out of it what you put into it, especially when you're learning. Once you're at the level where you've been playing for a long time, like me, I've been playing for going on 20 years now. It still matters to practice. But it is remarkable that I didn't play for maybe 5 years, and I picked up a guitar, and I wasn't very good, but I remembered everything. You know, I remembered how to play everything, and it was just a matter of making that connection with my hand again, and it only took about a week, and I was back to where I was. So, if you find yourself in a situation where you can't play your guitar, don't worry, it'll come back to you. How's the West Creek holding up? The West Creek is holding up pretty good. I've noticed, though, the more time I've spent with it and the more I've played my Gibsons, and it's not fair to the West Creek, okay? I'll say this first. That would be like if I got a Corvette and then I went back and drove a Chevy Caprice or something. Not a Chevy Caprice, a Chevy Cavalier. Went back and drove a Chevy Cavalier. It's not fair to talk about the things the Corvette can do that the Cavalier can't do, right? They're in different leagues. But after playing my Gibsons for a while, there are some things about the West Creek that bother me a little bit. First of all, I've noticed that the fretwork is not as good as I thought it was. Most of the frets are okay, but this fret, the first fret right here, it's not that it sprouted, it's that it was not assembled properly. The first fret is assembled a few millimeters down so that it sticks out down here. And again, it's not that it sprouted. If you look at the top part, you can actually see a little bit of a gap on this string. That's bad on me for not noticing that when I unbox the guitar. The other thing that bothers me is a thing that a lot of guitars do. In fact, most guitars do this. So it's not West Creek alone. But the binding doesn't go over the frets, if you know what I'm talking about. And that is kind of a bummer. So you've got these nice rolled stainless steel frets, but then the binding doesn't go over them. And I wish it did. That's just a nitpick. That's another thing about it. But otherwise, there's not much bad I can say, honestly. It's holding up pretty good. You can kind of see the corner of it poking out right there. Right there. It's holding up pretty good. I pick it up on occasion, and every time I do, I'm surprised. Like I said, I play Gibsons now, for the most part. I mean, that fender that you see over my right shoulder, this is weird trying to figure out where I'm pointing. Right there, that is my American Fender Telly. I love that guitar. It's a fantastic guitar. But I find myself picking up my Gibsons more. And when I pick up other guitars, I can tell there's a huge quality difference between them all. But when I pick up that West Creek, I'm always like, man, this is so much better than it should be. I still stand by my conclusion in my video that I made on it. So, it's a great guitar. It's holding up great, and I still recommend it wholeheartedly. But here's something I want you to think about that I didn't say in my video. When you get a cheap guitar like that, whether it's that or a Beretta Special or anything that's cheap like that, don't let the mindset of, this guitar is so amazing because it shouldn't be, right? It feels better than it really is because it shouldn't be as good as it is, right? And so it snowballs from there. Don't let that feeling make you miss stuff like I did. I missed that this fret was bad. Had I noticed it, I could probably have sent it back and gotten another one with a fret that was not like that. But I didn't, because I was blinded by how shocked I was at how much better it was than I expected it to be. And in turn, I didn't pay as much attention to the flaws that it might have. So, I'm going to do a follow-up video on that very soon because I think that's important. First impressions, if a first impression, like this. And this has happened with all of my guitars besides that Telecaster behind me and my robot Les Paul, for the most part. All of my other guitars, I've fallen into this trap of, I get them, they're absolutely amazing, they blow my mind, they're the best guitar I have. And then a few months later I pick it up again and I'm like, this isn't as good as I remember. What happened? What happened to it? And it wasn't anything happened to it, it's just that I played other things in the meantime and I've started to compare my guitars to each other because everyone would do that. I own over 30 guitars. I think this is number 31. I counted. No, this is number 30 because I traded for this. So, yeah. Anybody have any other questions? Anything you want to talk about? I really like the sound of all of the pickups turned on. It's very unique. Guys, I'm blown away by this. And I was going to say it a minute ago, but I forgot. But the exact same thing might happen with this. I got this a few hours ago, right? And it's an Epiphone, and I've been playing Gibsons. And it plays so well, it sounds so good. It's got the 3 humbuckers. It's my favorite Gibson / Epiphone paint job. I wish it was a little bit more clowny. I wish it was a little more yellow in the middle. And I didn't expect it to be as nice as it is. And so because it surpassed my initial expectation, months ago, by the way, and I've gone back and played this guitar. You know Beauty and the Beast, how Belle always goes back to the bookshop and she borrows the same book over and over again, and then the bookkeeper eventually just gives it to her? That's basically what happened with this guitar. I went and I played this guitar pretty much every week for over a year. So now it's mine. I brought it home, and I've kind of got that, you know, the honeymoon kind of thing going on with it, where I can't find much fault in it. And so, ask me in 6 months. That's why those follow-up reviews that people do, I should do them too, are important. Because then that all wears away, and then it's like, okay, now that I'm equipped with the knowledge and experience that I've gained over the last however long it's been, 6 months, a year, is it still good? Very quickly, if I look back there, I can tell you that the American Fender, yes, it's still good. The Annihilator that I built, yes, it's still good. The SG Special, good. Epiphone Studio, good. Kramer Beretta, I don't really like it that much. Kramer Striker, I don't really like it that much. Beretta Special, yes. I'm not going to continue because this is boring. But, you know, I'm going to go back over them. Am I going to play this weekend? Maybe. Unfortunately, there's been a death in the family. Very, very unexpected. Very young. Something that nobody expected. It came out of nowhere. Passed away earlier this week. So there may be a funeral this weekend, and if it's on Saturday, then I will not be playing this Saturday. So it's been very hard for our family. So yeah, that happened. And then in more lighthearted news, my 2-year-old is sick. Got her out of bed this morning, and she was kind of talking like this. She doesn't talk, but you know, her voice sounded like this. And she was coughing a little bit last night, and then I went and taught guitar lessons for a few hours at the music store and got this. And when I got home, she was all fevered up. Fever, flu, something going on. So she's sick too. So I may have to stay home this weekend with her. So there may not be a band live stream this weekend. After that, there will be one more band live stream, and then I'm not live streaming anymore because I will be taking leave because our baby is going to be born the 3rd weekend of February. So I'm not going to leave my wife at home with my 2-year-old and my new baby to go play music. So I'm taking leave of absence from playing music out to take care of our new baby. So next weekend, next Saturday, will be the last one for a while. I'm still going to do these because these are easy. I mean, if something happens upstairs and I need to run up and be dad, then I can end the stream, you know. Can't do that if I'm performing on stage across town. Lewis, you were the one who had questions the other night, right? And then I didn't answer any of them because I think you were going to translate them and send them to me. So if you had more questions, please send them. I'll definitely answer them for you. If anybody else has any questions or wants to discuss anything in particular, let me know. That's what this is for. This is very informal. I don't plan this. I just got home from buying medicine and taking care of my daughter, and then she went to bed, and I came down here to play this guitar. I plugged it in and said, you know what? I should do a live stream. I don't know, man. I don't know how well the sound is coming through for you guys. But first of all, this amp is amazing. Positive Grid Spark. I don't care what you have at home. I don't care if you have a JCM. You should get one of these if you don't have one. These things are cheap. I think they're $299 new. You can get them used for less than that. And they're awesome. They're amazing. The number of sounds I get out of this thing, and it's so easy. I don't have to wait for tubes to warm up. And it's super dynamic. There's a lot of dynamic range with this. Like, if I pick really lightly, check it out. Then if you dig it, it's got a lot of dynamic range. You don't usually get that with an amp like this. It has great sounds. Really good sounds. My favorite sound out of it is this. This is a... what is the setting even? This is the tread plate. I am not sure what that is modeling. This is the tread plate with a drive pedal, a compressor, and a noise gate. And a very light sprinkling of reverb. This is my favorite sound out of this amp. I would, if I could get this sound out of an amp that I tried somewhere, I would buy the amp for this one sound. It sounds awesome. I also have a delay pedal that I use on this sometimes. By the way, I'm doing all of this from my phone. So like, see the delay's on now? And I have the delay set really low, turned almost all the way down, and it gives you a very familiar kind of a sound. It sounds cool, man. It sounds awesome. It's that little thing that does it with an amp. You know, a lot of amps can do this. A lot of amps can do that. But it's this stuff that this modeler and this amp does so well. Been able to do those dynamics. I just keep proving to myself why I bought this guitar too. I don't know, guys, let me know. What do you think? Does this guitar sound like it's anything special to you? Or does it just sound like an ordinary instrument? Fair if you think it sounds like an ordinary instrument. Totally fair. But it's one of those things where, like, am I biased because it's mine? But I think it sounds great. I really like it. I might gig it Saturday. Let's find a backing track. I want to play the blues. What do you guys think? I think the blues is great. Let's see. What do we want to play in? Let's play it in C. C? C. Let's do it in C. We haven't played it in C yet tonight. If I can find one. I have no idea what this is. Let's see. backing track is 15 minutes long, so we're not going to play the whole thing. I'm thinking one more, unless there's something you guys wanted to talk about. Alright, well, I'm going to pull up a backing track here. Woman is a devil, that's what I've been told. Woman is a devil, that's what I've been told. She'll take all your money, then she'll spend all your gold. Well, she feels like dying. She's only 21. Well, she feels like dying, but she's only 21. She'll take you out. She's not the only one. Woman is a devil, that's what I've been told. Woman is a devil, that's what I've been told. She'll steal all your money, then she'll spend all your gold. Alright. Woo! Well, I think that's going to do it for tonight, guys. I want to thank you all for being here. Very much. Thank you so much. Join the Discord if you haven't already. The link is in the description. Love to have you. Talk about guitar, gear, stuff like that. I sent a picture of this thing as soon as I got it in there. And when people get stuff, they send it in there too. So go ahead, join it. It'll be fun. Love to see you there. Love to talk to you there. For now, I'm going to shut down and see you later. Working on a video. When I finish it, I will post it. As usual, I post on Saturday mornings at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. There is one already ready to go for this weekend, Saturday, 11 a.m. I will try to do another live stream this week if I can. And if I do play Saturday night, I will live stream it for you guys to watch. So, thanks again. Appreciate all of you. Thank you very much for watching, and keep on rocking.